Hi YouTube, this is Aditya, the founder of Graphic Workers, and here we are with a new tutorial for creating a sign up screen just like this. So I have picked this design from inspirations of UI pages from internet, and we'll start with designing this screen over here. So for this, first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a new document, and from the document type I'm going to choose mobile and app design, and from here I'm going to choose Android 1080p. So we have got an artboard, and we can start working in it, but I usually don't work in artboards because artboards take a lot of RAM as compared to normal designs. So I'll just duplicate this layer to a new document, and then I'll just remove that tab. And as you can see, we have a background image of this mountainous area, a logo, two sign-in fields for email and password, and a login button, and a link to terms and conditions. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to search for the mountainous area. So I've searched for Alps, and I think this image would look nice and bright for the design. So I'm just going to save this image. So once we have saved this image, I'm just going to drag and drop this image on our canvas in Photoshop. And I'm going to increase its size to match our canvas area. And we can select the best suitable place to use the background and make our fields visible over it. So for now we'll keep it like this. Now we have this logo of Consero or something like that. So instead of this we can use anything. So I'm going to write graphic workers over here. I'm going to center line my text. I'm changing its color to white. Now I'm increasing its size. So we can enhance the design a little bit by taking this text layer a little bit back of this mountain to give it a 3D feel. So for that what I'm going to do is I'm just going to increase the size of this text layer. Okay, I'm going to increase the space between these two lines, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it a little bit downwards over here, and then we want this text layer to be behind the mountainous area. Okay, so I'm just going to select this image. I'm going to turn off the text layer, and I'm going to select the area either by magic wand tool or quick selection tool, but I guess the quick selection tool will work better for this particular image. So here we have selected a little bit of the mountainous area that we want the text to be behind of. Okay, now I'm just going to create a mask over here. I don't really need this mask, but just to save my selection I have created this mask. So I'll just take it, I'll just control and click over the mask area, and I'll press Ctrl Shift I to inverse select everything that is in the mask, and then I'm going to create a mask over my text layer, and I'm going to then turn off the mask over the image. So you can see anything that is behind this mask area gets hidden. Okay, So now you can play with the font actually a little bit. And by unlinking this mask and the text layer, whatever changes I make in the text layer doesn't affect the mask layer. So if I move the text layer now, only the text behind the selected mask area will get invisible, and the mask area stays wherever it was placed earlier. Okay, so this is a really cool tip to work upon. I think the text is a little bit larger, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to decrease it to 120. I'm going to create a background layer just to place my text in the center, and I'm just removing the S from here. Okay, like this. So this looks really nice for a sign up page. Now the second thing that we want is these text fields. So these text fields also have some icons with them. For email they've used the user icon, and for password they've used the lock icon. So I have just selected the rectangle shape layer tool, and I'm placing a shape over here, and I'm turning off the stroke, and I'm choosing the fill to white. I'm just decreasing the height of the fill there.
स्ट्रेंथ किस तरीके की है वो 5 किलो के वेट
That's it. Now we want our text. Okay. So we'll write email. We'll take the all caps off from this one, and we'll take our size to 44. Don't worry about the placement, because the placement can be varied throughout the design. So for now I'm just placing it over here, but once I put in the icons I'll probably set the placement again. So now there's a website called iconfinder.com. From here we can always search for free icons as well as premium icons for our design. So we want something like this for our design. This will look fine for our design. So I'm just taking it into a new tab, and then we want a lock icon as well. So since we have taken an outline icon, I'll just take a lock icon as well for the in the same format. I guess this would like look fine, but the key should not be present there. Well, we'll remove the key if it doesn't look good. Okay, so I'm just taking these two icons. I'm downloading the PNG format for these icons. I'm clicking and dragging and dropping these icons into my canvas onto the layer which I want to be working on. So I have taken the size of these icons to be 60/60, and as you can see, one of these icons is black and one of these icons is blue. So what do we do in such situations? So what we do is that we just select the shape layer, we go to FX, we go to color overlay, and from here we can choose the color that we want the icon to be in. Okay, we'll repeat the same thing with the user icon, or we can just alt and drag and drop the effect to just duplicate the effect on the other layer as well. But as you can see, these icons are very little bit visible because there are a lot, the stroke of these icons is very less. So what we can do is we can add a stroke layer as well. So I just do stroke, and if you see, there are three options in the stroke layer. One is outside. Sometimes the minimum value of stroke 1 for outside is a little bit larger, so for such conditions we use it as center, so that it increases the stroke value but doesn't look overdone. Okay, so we'll just repeat the same thing. We'll alt press stroke icon and we'll just drag it over the other layer as well. So now the icons are a little bit more visible. Okay, so we'll select the user icon and we'll drag the layer like this, and we'll just control G, and then we'll make it center align so that we have a more proper design for this. Okay, now we can also decrease the opacity of this layer like this. Along with the text, we can just take it to 50% maybe, or 70% like this. I'm gonna select the lock icon as well. We'll just duplicate these two layers, alt and drag in the layers menu to duplicate it, and then we'll say password. Now as you can see, the alignment of this password layer and email layer is not working as it should be. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select both the layers, email and password. Then I'm going to press T for the text tool, and then I'm going to choose left line, and then I'm just going to move it like this. Okay, so here we have got the text fields, but let's just clean this a little bit. Let's go control G. So I'll say this to be user layer and the password layer. Okay, so now we have both these two layers. But now as you can see, these icons, the text field is not visible properly. So what we can do is we can just decrease the opacity of the screen, the image layer. But for that, what we want to do is we just first of all want to have a black background behind them like this, and we'll just decrease the text, the opacity of this text layers just a little bit. Suppose we do it with white. What we should always keep experimenting with the designs that we are making. So we'll just take it black for now. You can always try with curves as well, like this. Okay, so now we need a button that says login. So layer from the shape layer tool, from the side menu, we can choose the rounded rectangle tool. We will place it like this. I'm just turning off the stroke and I'm just choosing the fill color to be of slightly orangish feel. Okay, like this. So this is a little bit dull one, like this one. So the beauty of using shape layers is that we can always alter the colors whenever we want in the design. This. So I'll just place the text login over this button and center line it and just decrease its size to maybe 60, a little bit more, maybe 48, like this, and center line it. Take the button a little bit downwards, group it, and we'll call it button, and we'll center line it with the background layer. So yeah, we can just increase the opacity of these text layers because to make them look more beautiful. And after this, all we need to do is we need to create a link for this terms and conditions button as well. Okay, so I'm just duplicating this button text layer. I'm just taking it downwards and I'm just going to write terms and conditions. So yeah, we have created a very beautiful looking sign up screen for any sort of web app design. So this is generally how the process takes place. So the designer designs the UI screen, and after this the Android developer creates and develops using the coding languages, develops the apps using the coding languages. So thanks for watching, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel for more such amazing tutorial videos in the future. Thanks, and don't forget to share as well.